In cold, wild country, only men with fire in their blood and undaunted exuberance in their hearts survive. Life was as brash and frivolous in one hour as it was severe and earnest in the next. History left aging in the shadow of such times is a vivid and mellow blending of fact and folk. No town could ever rival the color of Sandon BC, capital of the silvery Slocan.
So Sandon, back when my mom's family first came here, was a booming place of several thousand people. But today, Sandon's a very different story. And on a busy day in the summertime, there might be 25 people here. And in the wintertime, this winter, it looks like there'll probably be 4 of us. So it's a far cry from the day when Sandon was a booming mining city. But today, the only product produced in Sandon is electricity, and that's our important contribution to the world at large. Is we produce electricity here, which is not used in the mines anymore, but it is used in the surrounding communities. I had a visitor recently, and when I explained to her that this technology had been developed by Tesla, and she was looking at the generator, and she asked if she could touch it, and I said, sure, you can touch it, and it's warm. And when she touched it, she said, you can feel the pulse of Tesla. My name is Hal Wright. I live at Sandon, British Columbia, and I maintain the 124-year-old Silversmith generating station. Came here as a kid, interested in the history of Sandon. My mom's family came here in 1894, and so I was fascinated with some of the folklore, and of course it drew me here, and I ended up working here immediately, and I never looked back. The origins of the power plant were, I guess you could say, started in 1892, and that was with the discovery of an enormous big boulder of galena, which is the silver lead ore, and it was a nugget weighing 125 tons, the largest ever discovered on Earth to this day. They needed electricity for running the processing mills and the rock crushing plants and the various other aspects of the mine, and a camp. And it was, in a sense, the most modern of the power plants from the time, because it ended up being built on a 60 hertz system designed by Nikola Tesla. And so today it is one of the best preserved artifacts from Tesla and that era of the early alternating currents. People ask why I've stayed here and what keeps me here. And that's something I guess I don't think about a lot, but I love Sandon. I feel my roots here, close to nature, but close to people too. I'm a people person. I love sharing my knowledge of Sandon with everybody. And how can you not love working with machinery that was built so well and built to last? And also just knowing that, you know, other hands have been doing that work for well over a lifetime. So when people ask about that, I tell them I'm one link in the long chain of people that have been involved in maintaining and keeping this operation running 24/7 for 124 years. So I remember the first day that I set foot in the power plant, and I think I was just as amazed and dumbfounded as any new visitor that comes there. Plus I had a wonderful teacher that taught me all about what I needed to know to ultimately manage the plant. And it's impossible to not be impressed. Just everything from the sound of the machinery, the smells of the powerhouse itself, the feel of knowing the power of 3,000 tons of water coming down the tube into the turbine. But the beauty of the machinery and the simplicity and all of those great inventors, Tesla, and Pelton, and Westinghouse, and Edison, they're all there. They're right in front of you. And you touch them with your hands and you work with that every day. It's more than just function. There's some beautiful symmetry to it, and just the beauty. If you look at these instruments and the machine itself, it was built with tremendous pride at a time when that technology was just evolving, and it still has that feel today.
Wedged between icy mountain peaks, Sandon is once again as bleak and worn as the forest and rock that envelop them. An unparalleled legend built with an intense spirit, concentrated from the energies of many hard times and equally as many celebrations. Music still lies absorbed in mountain walls. Man's strength still holds an empty shaft. Champagne still colors rotting timber floorboards, and hopes and dreams still cling to covered shelves in Sandon of the silvery slow can.